Bonjour et bienvenue, mes amis, at Duncan House Diaries. In today's episodes, my friends, on top of all the usual menagerie madness and monotonous manicuring of our little country home, we have a seriously difficult decision to make. After our adventure to France this week, the idea of selling Duncan House, buying a remote French chateau, and spending the rest of our days drinking pastis and playing Scrabble has become a dangerously appealing option. Before we get on to our plans to move to France, however, let me quickly say, to all of you intent on bankrupting me, that after hundreds of yes votes, I can confirm Jazzy will indeed be getting her solid gold radiator for the master bedroom ensuite. I hope you're happy with yourselves. Now let me take you back to what feels like months ago. Now we're home, but in fact was only last week. Fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Brandish your baguettes. It's time for a petit French adventure, Duncan House style. Now this may not resonate with those of you not from the UK, but getting the ferry across the English Channel every summer to enjoy family holidays in random campsites across France is a true vibe. This noise, specifically for some reason, really brings back memories. After an exceptionally smooth crossing, we were on the road. First stop, Normandy. And after a visit to the Battle of Normandy Museum, we had a lovely lunch in Bayeux, where not only did we see the spectacular Hydrangea macrophylla, but also realised that the epidemic of satanic cementitious strap pointing has indeed spread to northern France. First overnight stop, Château l'Épinay.
And we're here. We have arrived after one long night ferry and a drive this morning. We have made it to the chateau. We're here for one night and then we make our way to Bordeaux tomorrow. We're there for 2 nights and we're slowly making our way to Castres for a friend's wedding at the weekend. So we've got lots of vineyards and all kinds of reclamation yards that we've been plotting on the map. Oh, we've got a cat.
Stay focused, darling. You're a professional YouTuber, remember?
Hello, cat. Every chateau needs a cat.
An aristocat, you might say.
Anyway, I'll show you around the chateau. It's absolutely stunning and I'm just about to go and have a beer and play a game of Scrabble.
On that note, who can get the highest starting score with these tiles? The oldest parts of Château l'Épinay date back 1,000 years. Yes, you heard me right, 1,000 years. It is a magnificent place to stay, with sumptuous rooms, très bien cuisine, top-notch Rococo radiators, and wonderful grounds. Let's take a moment and imagine that we are Marie Antoinette, lackadaisically meandering through this rose arbour. Before she got her head chopped off, of course. The best bit, for me at least, has to be this natural swimming pool. Now, we have been toying with the idea of building a natural swimming pool at Duncan House since we first saw her, but have heard crazily mixed reports. So if any of you know anything about these very cool looking pools, please let us know below. Essential addition to Duncan House or total waste of time? Another quite vivid memory I have from being a child on holidays in France is the incredible fields of sunflowers. Now, I do remember them being slightly bigger than this, but I suppose that's because I was 8 at the time. Either way, I thought it would be lovely to stop on the way to Bordeaux and film one for you. Say hello to Helianthus annus.
We are here in Bordeaux, making our way.
Goodness gracious, what a splendid Panama hat that gentleman is sporting. He must be a local.
Making our way slowly to the wedding that we're going to for friends in Carcassonne. We've got a few days exploring, so we're off to a vineyard today. Bordeaux is absolutely beautiful. We are always looking out for reclamation yards and anywhere selling any kind of antiques, because obviously we need some more stuff. I actually took Jack on a accidental 3-hour detour yesterday to a reclamation yard, so I am not very popular.
A 6-hour detour, darling. It was 6 hours.
But anyway, today is a new day and we're going to off and explore Bordeaux.
Now, Bordeaux itself is undeniably très magnifique. But the absolute jewel in the crown of this incredibly historic city has to be Bernard Marguerite's vineyard at Château Clément, which we were extremely fortunate to be able to tour. The agricultural techniques used at Château Clément are intentionally low impact and environmentally friendly, to the point that they have started once again using horses to tend their vines. This place has bees, horses, herb gardens, and even vintage tractors, ladies and gentlemen. Basically everything that we want at Duncan House. Except perhaps for the papal robes. I'm just not sure velvet is a practical fabric for renovating. Now, if there's one sure-fired way of getting people to buy wine that they would never dream of buying at home, it's to give them as much of it as they want for free.
So we are currently on a chateau tour. I've met this fantastic horse. Here is a beautiful blonde, huge horse. Actually looks quite like Jack.
I'm not convinced that's a compliment.
Honestly, fantastic tour here. I think it cost us €25 for the tickets, and we've had an hour-and-a-half tour, wine tasting, the full works, and the wine here is absolutely incredible. And we are 20 minutes outside of Bordeaux city centre. Highly recommend. I'll get Jack to put all the details in the description of this video. Oh, it's coming with me. Oh. So this horse is actually used to go up and down the vines, and they drag a little machine behind them which stops all the weeds. I think it turns over the soil, and they found it being the best way rather than tractors. It's how they stop any kind of pollution, and the horses go up and down. Obviously this one is having some time off, but they've got 3 or 4 here. And they're huge horses, but it's a really clever way for them to do it, to not use tractors and not use any kind of fossil fuels. Sorry, I can't stop watching this horse. Hello. I think we need a horse at Duncan House.
And I think perhaps we should get heating before we get a horse. But that's just me. So, after one more obligatory game of Scrabble, we kept on cruising down to the town of Castres for the wedding of our most excellent friends, Grace and Sam. Now, it would be awfully gauche of us to share any videos from their actual wedding before they've had a chance to, but what I can say is that it was a perfect weekend in a perfect place.
Bonjour. We are just about to leave this beautiful chateau where we've been staying for our friend's wedding. It's been 3 days of really great fun, lots of bread, lots of croissants, and yesterday I could not film because I was in not a great place. So today, this morning, I've had a shower and we're up. We're going to be checking out soon, and then we are heading over to Limoges. I have to say, since coming here and driving past all these incredible chateaux, some of them look lived in, some of them look like they need some work doing to them, it has made me slightly tempted. But I was quite tempted by a little French restoration project of our own, maybe Duncan House too. If anyone finds any good do-uppers in France, put the link in here, and I think we could probably convince Jack, because I think he's slightly tempted as well.
Once we'd got all that love business out of the way, it was time to start reclamation hunting in earnest. And, as Jazzy mentioned, we had a few spots we wanted to hit on the next phase of our journey. Now, we found all manner of thingy-mabobs and whatsy-majiggies, some more compelling than others in all honesty. Annoyingly, we found this super rare cast iron bread oven, not in a shop, but in our hotel, and let's just say my offers to buy it didn't go down too well. Of all the assorted Franco-Gallimaufry that we'd came across, the only thing Jazzy was certain we absolutely had to have was the only thing we absolutely certainly couldn't fit in the car.
We found another antiques place.
Hold on 1 minute, I recognise that fantastic Panama hat from Bordeaux. I think we must have a stalker.
Reclamation yard called BCA. It's en route to our next stop. It looks very nice, everything looks very well presented, which does scream to me that it's probably going to be quite expensive. Lantern, lantern, lantern. Ooh, lantern, that's what we need. Is that too big?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and lantern, lantern.
Anybody else getting the impression that she might want a new lantern? Right, come on darling, no more distractions please.
Hello, cat.
Every time.
These gates are cool, aren't they? Now, something like this at the top of the drive.
Don't worry, she's only joking.
I'm not even joking. I know you're laughing, but that would be an amazing entranceway, wouldn't it? So if we had this, and then we could have like lavender planted, we could have a little something for posts, so the postman wouldn't have to come down the drive, and then we could grow like wisteria and like vines. How amazing would that look? That would look insane.
The only thing which is insane is this plan.
How do we get it back is a key question. See, and then you could be like, ta-da, 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 and then at Christmas.
Why does everything always come back to Christmas?
So, Christmas, have a wreath, 2 wreaths, and then you could have lights all up here and lights up here.
I'm sorry, darling. As classy as your vision is, I simply don't want it.
I know you want it too.
After another obligatory game of Scrabble, we arrived at our final pit stop. The most spectacular and ancient city of Angers. Before we visited the castle and tapestry, however, buoyed by our previous vineyard success, we decided to visit the Bouvet cellars. Bouvet is a sparkling wine, more accurately a Loire Cremant, and we actually had this wine at our wedding earlier in the year. We were all very excited to learn about the history of this fantastic sparkling wine. The only issue was that we left it up to my friend David to book it. Let's just say, when it came to selecting the tour language, David didn't read the small print.
Yeah, the tour is all in French.
So despite the fact we did not have the foggiest what this lovely lady was saying, we still enjoyed the caves and a little glass of bubbles.
It's our last day today. We are in Angers. We've got another night here, and then tomorrow we start our journey back to the UK, and this place is absolutely incredible. So the whole town is kind of built around this medieval kind of castle. You can see in the background, and it's got incredible gardens, so much to see, and there's lots of like beautiful little medieval streets. It genuinely feels like you could be in like a setting for like Beauty and the Beast. Jack, of course, has found a property for sale, one of the oldest looking buildings, built in like the 1400s, timber framed, and straight away he was on Google finding out how much that was for. So yes, watch this space with that one. Highly recommend Angers.
And I could not agree more. This city truly is fan-dabby-dozy, mon amis. If you enjoy extremely well-manicured yew bushes in Shrek-esque fairy tale castle gardens, splendid spiral stone staircases, Or, if like me you have a specific interest in 14th century tapestries depicting the demonic invasion and subsequent fall of Babylon, then Angers is an absolute must-visit for you. Just like that, our French adventure was over. We managed to squeeze in 3 more games of Scrabble on the ferry back over before it was time to get back to Duncan House and see what had been going on in our absence. It turns out not a great deal, other than the fact, of course, that Quincy and Bree have decided to take up jiu-jitsu. Isn't it lovely when the kids have hobbies? Dean and Borgia are in fine fettle, although I'll be honest, it did take us a few moments to work out where they were. Why they're hiding in the grass, I don't know, but I would hazard a guess it's got something to do with killing. The bees are having a most excellent time getting used to their new home, but far more on that in a future episode, fear not. And as always, we have a most excellent Treasure Tuesday for you all to enjoy. This week, Jazzy decided she wants to ride her bicycle, she wants to ride her bike. We've been meaning to see if this ancient folding bicycle at the back of the architectural salvage cupboard actually works, so if you'd like to find out, make sure you have a gander at this week's Treasure Tuesday. Now, at the beginning of this episode, I promised you some monotonous manicuring, but it's actually a touch more serious than that, as I want to ask you all once again for your opinions on something. A few weeks ago, I decided to clear the side yard here at Duncan House. With the help of this absolutely ridiculous battery-powered brush, I cleared away approximately 700 wheelbarrow loads of moss. As often happens when one is working in the garden, I experienced a terrible case of mission creep. I'm sure you've all experienced it. It's where you start a small and manageable task, and it ends up taking you an entire day. And voila! We now have a lovely big space just to the side of the house, and we are in high-level discussions about what to do with it. All ideas are welcome. So far, Jazzy has suggested a lovely log store. I thought this space might make a cracking spot for a chicken coop, and Rob was thinking perhaps a permanent parking space for his tractor. Please do let me know what you would put here if it was your house. Now we're back from holiday, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely nose to the grindstone time. We have so much to get done before the winter months come. I would be delighted to tell you what you were in for next week, but I honestly, hand on heart, have no idea whatsoever. So the only way you're going to know is if you come back and watch. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode has been a little different from our usual content, so I thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking with us. Please do, if you enjoy our silly little videos, like, subscribe, and nourish us with your comments. Because I guarantee you that the fun has only just begun. We will be back before you know it. We wish you all the most excellent of weeks. TTFN.